Good morning. Today we're learning Daf Samech Gimel. It's a bit of a complicated Daf. It's a lot of cheshbon of the psukim, how you learn certain things. So let's start from Daf Samech Beis on the base, from the two dots. So it says, Midash tashlumi kefel no yeges. We learned in the Mishnah that kefel, if someone steals, it doesn't matter if it's an animal or not an animal, whatever mentality it is, he needs to pay kefil. We're not in a milli. Where do we learn this from? The Toner Rabbanon. We learned in the pasuk. Al kol dvar pesha klal. If that's a klal, it means everything. Kol dvar pesha. Al shor, al chamor on a ox, a donkey, al seh on a sheep, al salma on a cloak. Prat, it's specific. Al kol aveda. Then it says every aveda. It doesn't say what. Chos have a klal. It went and included klal upratu klal. You have here klal upratu klal. Yatadon keina prati. Idan like the prat, the specific things. Ma prat mefurish dova metaltel. It's something that could move a gufay moment and it has value in itself. Af kol dova metaltel a gufay moment. Anything that could be moved around and it has a value in the thing itself, you have to pay kefil on. So why are they coming to exclude? Yotzu karkrois land sheina metaltim, that you can't move from place to place. Yotzu avodim shukshul karkrois avodim with a hekesh to karkrois, so they have the same din even though that they are metaltim. Yotzu stories loan document she'afal pish metaltim, even though they can move it from place to place. Ein guf a moment, they don't have a value in itself. The value is the proof in it. Yotze hekdesh, and hekdesh is also, if you steal from hekdesh, you don't pay kefil. Re'eyuksiv, it says you're from your friend and not from hekdesh. Okay, this is where we got yesterday. Ima prat mefurish dova shenivlosu mitambe b'magu maso. Let's say no. Ke'ena prat, like the specific things. So what type of animals did we have over there? Chamoy shor v'seh. So those things, the mitame b'magu maso, if they're dead and you touch them, or you carry them without touching them, it's metame. Af kol dovar, anything shenivlosoi, when it's dead, it's korp metame b'mago maso aval oifos, but birds loy, because they know metame b'maso. Says the Gemara, mi motis onres ochi. Can you say that it's coming to exclude birds? Well, salmoksiv, it says clothes. Clothes is not metame nivlosoi at all. Amri, we say no. Anon be'balechayim korminon. We talk about the animals are included in the prat, and in animals there has to be metame. Emo be'balechayim. Maybe when we talk about animals, dova shenivloso metame b'mago masa, something that's korp is metame. If you touch it or you carry it in, but dova shein nivloso metame b'mago masa loy, something that's not metame is not. Doha kol chad v'chad klal uprot batir av sheder shenle. That when you have so many protim, you don't look at all the protim together, you look at each one by itself, Rashi explains. As if each one was written a klal pratu klal. But birds that don't fit into any of these protim, they're different, that they know metame, the mago maso, the din should be that you are not have kefil if someone steals a parrot or a chicken. Says the Gemara, no. If he wanted to exclude birds, he should say only one prat. He shouldn't say all the ones shor, chamor, and seh. Says the Gemara, hey nichte rachmana, which one should we write? Ikos rachmana shor, if you'd only write to ox, haram in a korv legabem mizbech in, only something that could be brought as a korban, she'in korv legabem mizbech, something that can't be brought to the mizbech as a korban loy, and all treif animals not. And if the Torah would tell you only a donkey, and then you know that it doesn't have to be korv legabeh mizbeach because the donkey is not korv legabeh mizbeach. Have a min I might have full kodesh b'bchor in something that has kedushas b'chor, yes, shein kodesh b'bchor loy. So therefore you can't write only one of the protim. That's why you need to write all the protim. So the Gemara Amri in kein nicht v'rachmona shor v'chamor, the Torah should say shor v'chamor selomoli. Why did it say it says also kodesh b'bchora and also korv legabeh mizbeach, that we can learn it already from chamor and shor? Shma mino la'asui oifos says coming to include that also oifos, if you steal you have to pay kefil. Fragt the Gemara ve'ima la'asui oifos ta'urim, just say that oifos ta'urim, that a kosher bird like a chicken or pigeon that dies, So the nevela, when you eat the nevela, when it goes into Beis Habliya and it's swallowing, where you swallow, it's metame your clothes you wear. Mashenke, if you eat a raven that's dead, a nevela of a raven, it's not metame Beis Habliya. So fact the Gemara, maybe only kosher birds. Do me the set similar to said the metame begodim a Beis Habliya, that when you swallow it, when it's in a vela, it's metame the clothes. Aval oifes tmeim a raven. The less beutuma the loy metame begodim a Beis Habliya, and Rashi explains how we know this, that tomadika birds are no metame begodim a Beis Habliya. Maybe they, if you steal such a type of bird, you know chayav kefel. Something more loy. A whole new mahalach. Kol ribuye. In the pasuk it says al kol dvar pesha. So kol, the word kol is a ribuy. It's counter rabbi everything. Ask the Gemara v'kol echid the cost of kol. Wherever it says in the Torah kol ribuyu, it's not klal upratu klal. It's a ribuy. V'ogabe ma'isa, we learned legabe the din of ma'isa, when you bring up your ma'isa to your shleim, when you can't take the actual peiros that you need to take to your shleim, so you're allowed to sell the peiros, take the money to your shleim, and of the money buy certain stuff, we're going to see in a second what, and eat those things in your shleim. And it says over there, Dichsiv kol, it says kol, v'kodashinen beklolo prata, and we learn it as klal prat, we don't learn it as a ribuy. Ribuy means everything. Klal prat is a special thing, the keina prat. The Tanya that we learned in the Braisa, when afatos akesef, and with the money of Maisa, you could spend it on the chol asher tav nafshecho klal, wherever you want, that's a klal. The bakar, v'tzoin, b'yainu, v'seichor. Then it says in sheep, v'tzoin is more sheep, bakar is more general, cows, animals, v'yain, wine, v'seichor, be a prat, it's specific. Chol asher tishalcha nafshecho. Then it says again, anything you want. And we say klal upratu klal. Yatadon elokeina prat. Then if you learn like what the specific things. Ma prat mefurish. The prat is talking about prumi pri, something that grows one from another, like wine, grapes. Vigidula karka, and they grow on the ground. I've called prumi pri, anything that comes from one from another. Vigidula karka, that grows on the ground. Excluding, we had this earlier on, water and salt, and some people say also mushrooms. So we could see over there, it says kol, and we say it klal upratu klal, and here we say kol means to tell you ribuy. What's pshat? Amri, it says the Gemara, bechol, when it says bechol with a base, klol, it's a klal upratu klal. Kol, if it says without a base, ribuy, it's a ribuy that teaches you everything. So that's a teretz. So now we know how we know everything's chayav b'kefel. V'yiboy seima, new teretz. Kol, when it says kol klolahu, really it's a klal, it's not ribuy that teaches you everything. Miu, but kol eicha, the kol in our pasuk of kefel of ribuyu, that is a ribuy. Why? Mechti, ksiv mi kor klal upratu klal. It says already a klal upratu klal at the beginning. It says a person will give to his friend, doesn't say what. Klal, it means anything. Then it says kesef or kelim, then it says money or items. Prat, it's specific. Lishmor, to God, odav kolal, it means anything. When it says kol var pesha, nami le klalu pratu do, so it's also klalu pratu klal. Like we said, that kol means a klal, it's not ribuy. Nicht v'rachmon elani proti gabe haich klal prat. So why the protim over here, when it says kol var pesha al shoyer chamor al se'al salmo, why is it not in the klalu pratu klal, the earlier one from the pasuk before? Why does it say it separately? Elomai, I called var pesha lomali. Why did it say I called var pesha? We have already klal upratu klal. Shema minor ribuyehu. Because over here it has it twice, and it's extra. Then we say this call is a ribuy. Benumuli, a call means only klal upratu klal. Said the Gemara, after the Omer's kol ribuye. Now they tell me kol is coming to include everything. Kol ani proto lomali. Why do we need all the specific items that it says? Chamor says salmo. Says the Gemara, chad lemuti karka, want to exclude karkois. The chad lemuti avodim, want to exclude avodim that you don't pay kefel. The chad lemuti shtoris, and want to be made that shtoris you don't pay kefel on. Salmo lemuta dova sheinu nisuyim, and the close is to be married something that's not, they don't have a siman, that if there's no siman to the bailim on it, you don't have to pay kefil. And al kol aveda, that it says al kol aveda, it's another klal. Why is that coming to tell you? Because the Rabbi Chia bar Abba, it's coming to tell you the din. Rabbi Chia bar Abba, the Omer Rabbi Chia bar Abba, Omer Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Chia bar Abba said in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, turned down as ganav aveda, someone who found the item, and now the owner comes and tells him, can I have my item back, please? So the guy tells him, no, sorry, it was stolen. And then he makes a shvur that was stolen and patted himself, and we find that he himself stole it. Mishalim, Tashlumi kefil, he has to pay kefil, this guy who tiny that got stolen. How do we know that from? From what we just said. Shenemar kol aveda asher yoyma, that even on aveda that he found and he tiny that was ganev, he still pay kefil. Okay, very good. And also, we learned over there, Heichan pikdoini, Reuven comes to Shimon and tells him, where is my pikadon, where's the item I gave you to God? Amaloi avad, he told him, it got lost. It says, please make a shvur, Shemechino makes a shvur, his potter begneva v'aveda, so make a shvur that it got lost. And he said, yeah, shvur. Now we have Eidim who made that he ate it or used it, and it's not here anymore. He pays the Karen, the amount of the Pikadon. If he was moide without the Eidim, Mishalem Karen, he pays a Karen. But you have the extra two things, v'choymesh v'osham, and a fifth extra, and the osham, a korban osham, because it's called korban shvur. If someone makes a shvur l'sheka to be koif a moment, he has to bring a korban and pay choymesh on what he stole. So that was the first case of the Mishnah, that he tiny and it got lost. A new case. Echem Pikdoini, Reuven came to Shimon and said, where's my pikadon I gave you to God? Omaloi nignev. He said, oh, it got stolen. Mashbiechon, you make a shvur, please. V'omar Armein, he said, yes, shvur. Now the Eidim oifishagon, and the Eidim came and said that he stole it. So it's the same case like before, just the difference is at the beginning he tinied. In the first case, I got lost. This time he tinied, it got stolen. Mishal and Tashlumi kefil, he has to pay kefil himself, this guy. Not like before that we say he only pays Karen. If he by himself he was moide that he lied, Mishalim Karen v'choymesh v'osham, he pays Karen, doesn't pay kefil because kefil is only with Eidim, but choymesh v'osham because he's moide that he made a shvur l'sheker. It says over here in this Mishnah, between Tanas Ganev, if a shoyma kindness that he got stolen from him, the Mishalim Tashlumi kefil, he pays kefil if we found out that he stole it. If he said they got lost and we found out that he stole it, he doesn't have to pay kefil, he only pays Karen. And even in a case where he does tainas ganev, that we said he do pay kefil, that's dafka b'shvur, if he made a shvur l'sheker. Then he pay kefil. If he didn't make a shvur yet, he only tinied that, and then we found out that he stole it. He does not have to pay tashlumi kefil. Says the Gemara, how do we know these things? So we want to know three specific things. One, that Toentanas Ganev, if a shoymer says it was stolen, then he has to pay kefil if he stole it. But if he said, that's one din, and then the other din that if he said Aveda, he got lost and we found that he stole, he doesn't pay kefil. And the other din is that even when he does pay kefil by Tanis Ganev is only after he made the shvur. Where do we know all this from? Says the Gemara, the Ton Rabbanon, the Rabbanon learned Im imotze Ganev. So I'm going to read these psukim first, and then we're going to go through this Gemara. It says in the pasuk, these psukim in Shmois Perich of Beis pasuk Vav Zayin Ches. When a man will give to his friend money or items to God, and it got stolen from the guy's house, if you find the ganev, he'll pay double. So Pashas means that he gave someone to keep something and it got stolen from him, the ganev pays double. If the ganev won't be found, V'nikar balabais eloikim, and the shomer went, he makes a shvur, they didn't do pshia, they didn't use the item without permission. And then it says, I'll call dvar pesha, any types of pshia, al shur, on an ox, al chamor, on a donkey, al ser, on a sheep, al salmo, on a cloak, al kol aveda, any type of aveda, asher yom accused that he lies about, ad Elokim od vai shneim, asher yashim Elokim yishalem shnayim l'reu. So it says he pays kefel. So it says twice in these psukim that he pay kefel. One time is im motza ganev, you pay kefel. Another thing is im lo motza ganev, you also pay kefel. So the Gemara is going to explain. Says the Gemara. So, mino anemili. Says the Gemara. The ton Rabbanon learned. Imi motza ganev, if the ganev will be found, that's the first part of the pasuk that it says he pays kefil. So the Gemara betoin tanas ganev akosu medaba. It's talking about not by literally someone in motza ganev that will find the ganev who stole it. No, it means someone who tiny tanas ganev and we found that he in motza ganev that he stole it. Atoime betoin tanas ganev. You're trying to say now that it's talking about not a ganev mamish only by toin tanas ganev. Or maybe elo beganev atzmi. Maybe it's talking about where the guy literally when they caught the ganev. Why are we saying that it's talking about betoin tanas ganev? That's not pashas apasuk. So the brisa kishuoima when it says in the later on pasuk im lo imotze ganev, if the ganev is not found, and that's talking about betoin tanas ganev akosim medaba. So how do we know that over there when we say the ganev is not found, it's talking about by toin tanas ganev and not by ganev as well? That we're going to see later on. The Gemara understands. Obviously, the Bryce and everyone agree that pasuk is talking about toin tanas ganev. So this Bryce holds that because the second pasuk im lo motza ganev is talking about toin tanas ganev, so when im motza ganev also means by toin tanas ganev. Tanya idochul in another Bryce imi motza ganev, if you find the ganev atzma kosim medaber, it's talking about not like what we said before toin tanas ganev, it's talking about literally we found the ganev. Ata oima beganev atzmo, you said it means the ganev literally and not toin tanas ganev. Maybe we should say elo betoin tanas ganev. That's someone who's tiniering that got stolen and he really stole it. So the brayso kishu when it says later on in lo imotza ganev arei toin tanas ganev omer, we're talking over there about toin tanas ganev. So we know already the din of toin tanas ganev. So Homani Mikayim Motza Ganev, why do we tell you what the first pasuk in Motza Ganev? It must be talking about Begonev Atzma Kosim Medaber. It's somehow where the Ganev, we've caught the Ganev himself. Meaning both Brises agree that the second part of the pasuk where it says in Loi Motza Ganev is talking about Toyin Tanas Ganev. And the first pasuk where it says in Motza Ganev, where you find the Ganev, is a machloikis. Is it also talking about Toyin Tanas Ganev, or it's talking about literally where you caught the Ganev? Said the Gemara, the Kula Alma, everyone agree that im lo Motza Ganev, the pasuk of if the Ganev is not found, Toyin Tanas Ganev ksiv, it's talking about where he tinies that got stolen and really he stole it. My mashma, how do you see that? Why is it so simple for all these prices to learn like that? Omarova. Says Rova, im lo imotze kimoisha Omar. We learn like this. Im lo imotze ganev means we don't find the ganev like he said that it was stolen. Elo shu atzmo gon boy that he himself stole it. Then he shalem shnaim. Then he pays twice. So I'll explain it. That it says in the pasuk im lo imotze ganev v'nikra balabais eloikim, and he goes and he makes a shvur, and then it says yishalem shnaim rei, he'll pay double. So if you didn't find the ganev, who's paying kefel? Elomai must mean in Loi Motza Ganev, we didn't find the Ganev like he said. Elo, he himself stole it, and that's why he paid kefel. So that must be talking about Toyin Tanas Ganev. Because if it was a Ganev Atzmo, you didn't catch him, why will he pay kefel? Okay, so we know now that Toyin Tanas Ganev is chayev be kefel if he makes a shvur. How do we know that only after he makes a shvur, then he's chayev kefel, and if he doesn't make a shvur, he's not chayev kefel? The Tanya we learned in the Brisa. V'nikra balabais el Eloikim. It says that balabais comes to Eloikim. It doesn't say clearly l'shvur. So the Brisa says it means l'shvur. It means to make a shvur that he got stolen. Ato oimer l'shvur, you saying it means l'shvur. Or maybe elolodin. Maybe it means that he came to Bezdin and he had to pay, and really so Shemichinom who says Gneva Vaveda is chayev, and it means he needs to pay Keren. How do you know that it means he patted himself b'shvua? So the Brayso no. Nemar shlichus yad lemato. It says by the posuk of Shoy Mesocha, shlichus yad. V'nemar shlichus yad malo, and it says by the posuk of Shoy Mechinam shlichus yad malan on l'shvua. Like by Shoy Mesocha, it says clearly l'shvua. Let's see posuk over here. Chof Beis Yud. Shvua Hashem tieh ben shneim. It says clearly the Lashon Shvur by Shoy Mesocha. Im lo yisholach yodoi about shlichus yad. So also the other place where it says shlichus yad, it also means a shvur. Malan on l'shvua, like by Shoy Mesocha, it means shvur. Afkan l'shvur also here. By Shoy Mechinam we mean the shvua. So we know now that it means that he made the shvua to pat himself, and only then it's chayav kefel. Okay, so now we had here before a machloikis of two brises, between two brises. One holds the first pasuk is talking about Ganev, and the second pasuk is talking about Toin Tanas Ganev, and the second shitta holds it both talking about Toin Tanas Ganev. Said the Gemara, Bishleima leman do'omar chad beganev echad betoin tanas ganev. One pasuk is talking about Ganev himself, and one talking about his toin tanas ganev. That's why the pasuk tells you two separate psukim, because it's two different situations. One's a Ganev and one's a toin tanas ganev. Elo leman do'omar tavar betoin tanas ganev. The one the shito holds that they're both talking about toin tanas ganev and not the Ganev himself. Trey Kori Lomali. Why did the Torah have to tell you two psukim about the same situation? So the Gemara Amri, they said the Gemara Chad lemute tanas ovat. That we said before, and we wanted to know the source. So here is the source. We wanted to know, how do we know that if someone, a Shoy Mechinam says it got lost, and then he made a shvur that got lost, and then we found that he stole it, we said he's potter from kefel. So you know why the Torah tells you twice that Toin Tanas Ganev is chayav kefil? One is to tell you that Toin Tanas Ganev is chayav kefil. The second one is telling you dafka Toin Tanas Ganev and not Toin Tanas Aveda. So said the Gemara, okay, very good. That's good for him. But Luman do machad beganev. If the shitta that one pasuk is talking about Ganev himself, echad betoin tanas Ganev, and the other pasuk is talking about someone who's toin tanas Ganev, not Ganev himself, and then he found that he stole it. That's not extra pasuk limutei tanas ovad minole. How does he know that if someone tainus ovad and then we found that he stole it, how do we know that he's potter from kefil? There's no extra pasuk for that. So the Gemara mi Ganev ha Ganev, because it said in the pasuk Im lo imotze haganev. So, and it says also imimotze haganev. So we learn from the extra hey haganev, especially if you tiny the gneva, but if you tiny the veda, you're potter. You don't have to pay kefil. So you learn it from a different part. So the Gemara Leman Omar Tavayu, the one who holds that they both are talking about psukim are talking about betoin tanas ganev. The immediately Toin Tanas Ovad that we know already a mute for someone who said they got lost. So what do we need Ganev Aganev my Dorish Bay? What does he darshan from the extra hey from Ganev, and then it says really Haganev? He'll tell you you need this drosha of the hey to tell you the dinner of Chia Ba'aba Omar Rabbi Yochanan. What's the dinner of Chia Ba'aba Omar Rabbi Yochanan? The Omar Chia Ba'aba Omar Rabbi Yochanan. A Toin Tanas Ganev Epikodon. Someone who has a pikodin who's a shoyma, and he said it got stolen, and he makes a shvur, and we find him that he stole it, he pays kefil. If when we caught him, he already slaughtered this animal or sold it, he pays dalet vehei, like a ganev who slaughtered a shoroseh. He pays dalet and hey, or if he sold it. So also Toin Tanas Ganev, and he slaughtered or sold it, also pays dalet vehei. So that's why Haganev is coming to tell you that has all din igneva, like a Ganev mamish, pays dalet vehei. So the Gemara, the obvious question, the one pasuk is talking about Ganev, echad betoin tanas Ganev, and therefore the Ganev Aganev, where he darshans from the hey, afke, you learned it for lemute to exclude tanas ovad. If he said aveda, and we found that he stole it, they don't have to pay kefil, so he needs a hey, the Reb Chia bar Abba minole. How does he know the din of Reb Chia bar Abba to tell you that he pays dalet vehei? Omalecho, he'll tell you a keishu. Since one pasuk was talking about Ganev, and one was talking about Toin Tanas Ganev, and they next to each other, so it's Hekesh. And you can't ask me any questions on a Hekesh. Because you could really ask a question that doesn't make sense, like why Rashi explains that a Ganev pays kefil below shvur, Mashenkin Toin Tanas Ganev pays kefil only b'shvur, so maybe let's not learn that he has to pay Dalet Vehei. No, on a Hekesh you don't ask any shilas. So since we have this Hekesh, so therefore we know that Toin Tanas Ganev pays also Dalet Vehei if he stole it, if he shechted it or he sold it. And we don't go on and ask now the next question, what do the other man Oma learn from the Hekesh? Because the other Shitta doesn't have a Hekesh, because they're both talking about Toin Tanas Ganev, so there's no Hekesh between Toin Tanas Ganev and Ganev. It's both Tanas Ganev and not Ganev itself. Shkoyach. Everyone should have a beautiful day.